week 2 begins. So it's actually Tuesday now as I film this. So yesterday was tough. It was 5.5 miles. I didn't really feel much. It was a busy day at work, and I pretty much came straight back. Took a carbohydrate drink and then went out. So yesterday was interesting. I just ran around the neighborhood, but it was an interval session. So Ronna calls it the fast 8-4-2s, which I assume is 800s, 400s, and 200s. But I have everything set in miles. So what that worked out to be was 1.25 miles warming up at a conversational pace, 2 reps of half a mile at a 7-minute 50 pace with a 90-second rest. So 2 sets of that. 6 reps of a quarter mile at a 7:25 pace with a 60-second rest. Then a reset with a 60-second rest. Then another 6 reps of 0.12 miles at a 7-minute 10 with 40-second walking rest on each one. Then another 40 seconds walking rest, and then a 1 mile cool down. I was beat after that run. I hadn't worked that hard in a really long time. It was like my second outdoor run, so that made it very difficult as well, because it was cooler but not cool. So yeah, luckily today I'm scheduled for an easy run, so 4.5 mile easy run. So it should take 40 to 50 minutes. I think they tell me to go no faster than a 9-minute 45. So I'll just be chilling, cruising, not too worried about it. Gonna slap on my Easy Runs shoes, which I've been trying out, these Brooks Ghost 17s. Been liking them so far. They're a little firmer than I thought, but I also need to get used to, they're not plated. Every other shoe I have has some sort of plate in it, so I ran in like the Boston 12s, which have their energy rod things in them. Then I have the Adidas Pro, which is an actual plated, Adios Pro 3, I guess. It's an actual plated shoe. And then I tried out the Puma Nitro Deviate 3, I think they're called. And I believe those are plated as well. I wore those yesterday, and that felt pretty good. It was nice to have that additional responsiveness in the shoe for like a interval workout like that. So I find that like on easy runs, for me anyway, my easy run pace is not super fast. So when I wear a shoe that has a plate or any kind of like energy rods or whatever they want to call it in it, I feel like I'm fighting the shoe in a weird way, because you're not driving through the shoe quite the same way. You don't get that like forward propulsion. I feel like I get more of like an upward propulsion from it. So it just kind of like wears out my calves. I found more like bouncing, and it's just pushing all that shock through your system, your joints and lower body. It's like running is already pretty hard for your lower body, so like adding more bounce into it's not great. So one with the Brooks, they're supposed to be like a good everyday shoe, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, nothing to it but to do it. So I got today, I have my easy run. Tomorrow is going to be another working day, so tempo over and unders. So 5.5 miles overall. So it'll be like a minute at a 9:05, or excuse me, a mile at a 9:05, and then a mile at an 8:25. And that's sandwiched between a 2-mile warm-up and a 1.5 mile cool down. So it shouldn't be too rough. That might be something I do just around the neighborhood. I'm lucky the way my neighborhood is shaped. It's almost like an oval. There's a little like jig around, but for the most part it's kind of ovalish. So one lap is generally like I think 1.1 miles. So it works really well for this stuff. The traffic isn't too crazy. So I can kind of just rip down the street and stop and start, and walking rest and stuff is a lot easier. But for this easy run today, I think I'm going to pop out, go over to the park, or park at the park, and run out from there. So there's some hills, there's a sidewalk that runs along the road, so it's just a good area to run. There's some hills in it, which I mentioned, which I really like, and it throws a little workout, a little additional strain in there, rather than just flat running. A little extra work for the system, even though it is an easy run. Can't hurt to put get my body used to a little bit of pushing uphill and then dealing with going downhill, just to kind of keep a varied stimulus to the legs, so that way I'm kind of ready for whatever. But yeah, I guess there's nothing to it but to get out and do it, so ready for the run. Yeah, so that was not an easy run. It's just the heat. I am not acclimatized yet. Like, I am just not used to it. You know what I mean? Obviously, I live here, but I work indoors. I spend most of my time indoors, so I'm just not used to the heat. And to put it into, actual numbers, the ambient temperature is 83 degrees. The feels like is 94. To be fair, it hasn't been that way all day. It's been relatively cool for most of the day, but it seems like I just got a unlucky break with a break in the clouds. So it was just like pure sun and pure heat. So I was just cooking the whole time, and I really just gassed out. I just overheated, I should really say. But so it was a 4.5 mile easy run. It's really supposed to be, again, an easy run, so what they have it scheduled for is no faster than a 9-minute 45. And I ran an average of a 10:44. I was just kind of cruising. But if you really look at like my average heart rate, let me see if that shows it, because that wasn't good. My heart was just pounding. I have to go into the fitness app, I guess. So my average heart rate on an easy run at a 10-minute 45 was 150 beats per minute, which I guess isn't that bad, but it was peaking at 165. And really, an easy run should be like a zone 2 run for the most part. So my heart rate for me, a zone 2, I think it's like 135 to 145 or something, somewhere around there. So this was, well outside of that. And just with the heat, I just kept getting to the point where I was like, I couldn't breathe enough. So I'd have to stop and walk a little bit. So, all the excuses, but I got it in, 48 minutes of running. It's not too bad. I did have a little pain in my left knee, which is interesting. Not really, kind of pain. It was more like tightness, like a real is that a ligament kind of tightness? To where it just feels kind of irritated. So I'm hoping I don't have to work in the early morning tomorrow, just like a normal start. So I'm still going to try to go to sleep pretty early and see if I can't get well over 8 hours of sleep. Like if I could get by 9 hours of sleep, I think that would be great. Because I think I do operate best with a little more sleep. I can get by on 7. I can get, do pretty well on 8. But I think truly if I do 8.5, 9 hours, that's the full on, you are fully rested. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still going to try to go to sleep at 8 and wake up at 5. So we'll see if that works out. Or probably around 8:30. But we'll see. Hopefully the knee will kind of loosen up. I'm going to do, I'm just off the run. So I got to shower. I'm going to stretch, probably roll out my legs a little bit because tomorrow is going to be kind of a tough day. And then finally, so that's Wednesday, I have Thursday off. So I have a full off day. It probably won't be really an off day. It'll be an off day for my legs. I'll probably go to the gym, do some more upper body. I'm trying to build chest and shoulders a little bit. So that was, I feel like that was just 2 hard workouts back to back. I had yesterday's workout, which was, intervals, and that just beat me up. In a good way, surely in a constructive way, but it took it out of me. And then today, with the heat, was really looking for like an easy cruiser, and it just didn't pan out that way, but it goes that way sometimes, and it'd be good to just kind of get acclimatized to the heat. I need to, because it's only the beginning of August here. So it's going to be hot like this for another 2 months. Usually all of August is hot, most of September is hot, and then October gets a little bit better. But yeah, October can be nice. I'm looking forward to like October running. You get a little cool. If I run in the mornings or if I run at night, probably running in like the 70-degree weather. Probably mid-70s. Which is pretty good, but if I'm like used to this kind of heat, that'll be nice to just kind of build that. Just keep sleeping well, eating well, and taking care of recovery. Should be okay. But I'll pick it up next time. Alright, first morning run. In a while. Before work anyway. Trying out a new thing. So, woke up at 5. Eased into the day a little bit, and I'm used to waking up at 5. I have been waking up at 4:30 Monday and Tuesday, so today's Wednesday. So got a little extra sleep, backed it out until 5. Woke up, did a scoop of the G1M Sport Plus and a scoop of regular G1M. So got a whole mess of carbs, about 150 milligrams of caffeine. Bunch of electrolytes. The G1M Sport Plus has nootropics in it, so it's supposed to help with focus and all that kind of stuff, but it's amazing what a difference can make. It's much cooler this morning. I think it was like 75 degrees. The humidity was pretty bad. It was like 83%, so it feels like, I think it said 82 or 83. It was like misting kind of. So that was okay, but I mean, man, what a difference like 10 degrees can make. Realistically, yesterday I think it said the feels like was 94 when I was running, and today the feels like was like 82, 83, so 10-ish degrees, and it was like a completely different run. Yesterday I was struggling to do 4.5 mile easy run at like a 10-minute pace. I had to stop a bunch and catch my breath and try to cool down and restart and then try to cool down, so I ended up probably about 10 minutes of like pause time, and it was just like, I'm ready to go. Like I'm fine. Yesterday I was just like, I am defeated. I'm not defeated, destroyed. There was nothing left after that run, and that was an easy run. So today, an actual like challenge run, and just not challenge run, but like something a little more difficult, and just smashed it, and feel great. So feeling really positive about that. So I think this is going to be the move going forward. When I can, it's not really going to be possible on Mondays and Tuesdays, just because I have to be at work at 6 a.m. So it's going to be, I'm not waking up at like 3 a.m. It just doesn't work. So I'll still be running in the afternoons for those runs, so that'll be challenging because it will be one easy run and one kind of working run, I guess you would say. So I might just have to bite the bullet and do those 2 in the gym, and then do my other ones. So right now my plan is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, long run. So Monday, Tuesday, I'll do at the gym. Wednesday, I'll do outside. Friday, I'll do outside. Saturday, I'll do outside. So that way, at least most of my runs are outside. Nothing wrong against treadmills. Like I hate being on the treadmill. I lose like motivation like super fast. It's just too repetitive. And running is already kind of like a repetitive thing. So yeah. So hoping that'll be enough, at least while it's hot and everything. As we slowly roll into fall, which will probably start mid to end of next month, September. Just gotta get through August. So 2 runs a week on a treadmill, that's not bad. But for now, time to eat breakfast, go to work, and enjoy tonight off, and all of tomorrow, at least off from running. Still gotta go to work, but yeah, good start to the day. Yeah, all right, so week 2, Kila marathon prep over with. It went really good. I was actually pretty stoked on it. I was able to get outside a lot, not that many gym runs. Actually, not any gym runs. We've had some weather come through that really cooled everything down. So thank God it's been a lot cooler. So I've been able to get outside for pretty much every run last week, which was great. I just hate running on the treadmill, so it helps a lot. But yeah, it was also a hard week. There were a lot of strong efforts. Particularly, I think Thursday's run was really hard. Even a lot of the easy runs, kind of a back and forth with the weather. If I got out there at a good time, it wasn't too bad. If I didn't, I got punished. So it made the easy runs harder from a heart rate standpoint, cardiovascular standpoint. Heart rate just bumping, just really high. Not really high, but higher than you would want on an easy run. But felt really good. So that was usually Monday, Tuesday, because I'd be going out in the afternoon. But then after that, I could work out. I could run in the mornings, which was really, really, really nice. I had a few days of that. As you saw. So running with the headlamp on before the sun comes up. There's something about that just makes you feel like you're just grinding. You're like, I'm up doing work before the sun is up. There's just something, I don't know, I guess. I know a lot of people get that, feel that way too, but it's just like this internal reward system. Or, you just I woke up early and I'm working hard. I'm doing more before most people. And you can just know that and feel good about it. You're like, I'm getting it already. And now everything after this is nothing. That's my favorite thing about working out in the mornings, is everything after the workout, at least for when I'm a marathon prep or race prep and you're really pushing paces and working, you just know pretty much everything after that is not going to be as bad in comparison. But yeah, I was thankful I got pretty much every day last week out on the road, either around the neighborhood or drove up to the park a couple times for my longer runs. And sometimes it just stinks to run around the neighborhood, because my neighborhood's like a loop, so it's a little over a mile for one loop. So sometimes once you get up there in the mile, it's running around the block basically 5 times. It gets to be not that fun. But yeah, Saturday was the longest run that I've had in quite a while, which is crazy because it's not even a third of what I'm going to run come marathon. So it was 8.5 miles. Went out and ran on a road, park at the park nearby, and then run up and back. Long stretch of road. I'm not on the road, which is nice. There's a paved pathway that goes on for miles. So you can really stack the miles pretty easy there. It's hilly, so you work a little extra hard. But I have to say this long run went better than last week's long run. Well, this definitely turned into a walk run. So it wasn't fighting the heat quite as much. I got out a lot later than I wanted to. I had, it just took a while. I think I stayed up later than I wanted to. It took a while to get out and going. So yeah, it was like noon, but before I really, like 11, I think. I'm 30, which I need to get out of the habit of, because I think I did that the week before too. But otherwise it went well. The training plan kind of messed with me. It was like 2 miles of a conversational pace, 3.5 miles of a 9-minute 15, then like a 2-mile conversational pace, which is on most of these workouts, you kind of like warm up, conversational pace, work section, cool down at a conversational pace. This one played me. I had that conversational pace section, and it was coming towards the end, and I was just like, oh, thank God, like it's getting hot, I'm almost done. The watch ticks over, and it's like, next section, 1 mile at a 9-minute 15, and I was just like, what? And I had to like immediately just kind of rally. What was left of any energy, and like try to spool up some enthusiasm to go and grind. But yeah, otherwise, like other than that, that little kind of like, that was like a mental thing. I had to get past that. It went really well. So super excited about that. And another week in the books. Feeling good. I do still, my left knee is bothering me on the inside. So just keeping an eye on that. Really pushing, stretching, flexibility. I'm really trying to keep, I have tight quads and hip flexors, so trying to keep those nice and loose. Keep the hips nice and loose. Just, yeah. Hams, quads, I'm just trying to keep all my legs just as loose as possible. So continuing to work on that. Hopefully it'll get a little bit better, a little less tension in the legs. You know, I'm still feeling really good, despite like how my knee is pretty much bothering me all the time. I'm feeling really enthusiastic. This week worked really hard, but definitely reinforced that that kind of feeling of put in the work. You can do this work. So next week, deload week. So a few less workouts. Not necessarily less intensity. I think Monday's still going to be hard, but yeah, deload week is I'm ready for. I think my long run's like 5 miles, so and that's what like my easy runs were. So definitely looking forward to that, and hopefully that will continue to help out with the leg as well. Get that kind of calming down a little bit. But yeah, thanks for following along, and yeah, week 2 down, on to week 3. Let's go.